Hello and welcome to the Fortcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Kayla.
And this is the Fortcast. Welcome to the Fortcast.
Thanks for watching.
The Fortcast.
The Fortcast.
What's up, Kayla?
What's up, Matt?
I don't know. It's been a busy day all over town today.
You have been busy today.
I know.
This is the first time I'm seeing him all day.
I know. It's nice, too. Isn't it? It's
Yeah,
nice for me.
refreshing.
It's nice for me. The other people I met with today were not as much fun as you, or so I hope you're going to be. Anyway, so
Sorry, folks.
so yeah, so make this a good day for me. No, it was a great day. Met with some
Good.
wonderful people. Everybody's great.
Yes.
All right, but so what's going on? What's the news? We were just talking about RTJ Wing Place. That's
This man.
where-
It is called BTJ Wings, not RTJ.
all right.
BTJ Wings.
I like the idea of Run the Jewels having their own wing place. Though.
Run the Jewels.
Yeah.
What is that?
Killer Mike's Wings. I like that idea. So yeah, had the birthday party for young Joey.
Young Joey is my boyfriend.
Yeah.
His name is just Joey, not Young Joey.
Young Joey is
He's 25.
25, getting older.
You know that joke in SpongeBob? It's like, what's funnier than 24? 25.
I don't know that joke.
No.
I feel like I should. I watched a lot of SpongeBob with my children, but I don't know that one.
Did you really?
Yeah. I mean, SpongeBob was one of those things that they would watch, and there was some stuff mixed in for older viewers, you know.
Right.
So I could put up with that a little bit.
Like
but-
Sesame Street.
Yeah, maybe.
There are a lot of jewels in there for adults.
Run the Jewels. No. Sam's favorite show that he watched with me when he was a toddler was King of the Hill. You know King of the Hill?
Yes.
All right. So they used to on like Fox or FX. It was like King of the Hill, like all
Marathon,
afternoon,
yeah.
right? Like every day there was, at least 4 episodes of King of the Hill, and so I recorded them on the DVR. So we always had tons of King of the Hill. So I get home, and Sam would come sit in my lap. It's hard to imagine little toddler Sam, big head. He come.
Not big head.
He comes sit in my lap, and then we'd turn on the King of the Hill, and they'd have the first little bit, whatever, and then the theme song, and he'd jump down the floor and he'd dance around.
Oh.
Yeah, he loved it. Yeah. Did you know Bobby?
Such a
You know
sweet-
Bobby on King of the Hill. That's a woman that voices Bobby. the
That
little
doesn't
boy.
surprise me.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a
Sam
great.
is kind of like Bobby.
That's a great show. Always people think, because it came on after The Simpsons, but there's always a great moral. In
No, yeah,
King of the
it's
Hill.
not a bad show.
It's like the Andy Griffith of my generation, maybe.
Animated Andy Griffith.
Yeah, I think so. So the party was good.
Yes, it was. We packed the house.
Packed the house. All right. I'm sorry I wasn't
Yeah.
able to make it. Wasn't invited.
It was past your bedtime. Let's be honest here.
Tell everybody what your wing order was, because I've never heard a wing order like this before.
So my wing order was a 10-piece mild with lemon pepper and Cajun sprinkles.
See, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
Cajun sprinkles. I want to go somewhere where they have Cajun sprinkles. I'm going to BTJ,
Yeah.
not RTJ. BTJ wings.
Joey got the 16-piece, half barbecue, half Cajun.
All right.
He got a side of mild sauce.
To dunk it all in. Nice. And everybody seemed to have a good time?
Yeah. It
All
was
right.
a lot
Nobody
of
got
fun.
arrested?
No one got arrested. No
Sweet.
one, it wasn't that kind of party.
Oh, okay.
We just ate wings.
Okay. All right.
It was actually quite churchy.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, you kids these days,
Kids say the darndest thing.
But he's doing good. He enjoyed enjoying his birthday week.
He is. I hope so.
Well,
The
good.
day was really fun.
Awesome. Well, I haven't got to see him. Hopefully I'll see him
Happy
soon.
belated birthday, Joey. if
Happy
you're
birthday,
watching.
Joey.
We love you.
We texted that day. So he texted me and said, "There's some guy here about the alarm." And I texted him back, happy birthday. So,
That'll do it.
yeah. So what's going on with me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been running around a lot, trying to make some moves and some, moving and shaking, making some things happen around here at the church and checking in on some folks. And yeah, so it's been busy. I've been running. I felt like I started the morning downtown.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Uptown. All right.
It's downtown, let's be real.
And then I went to a meeting on the east side. Right?
Okay, it's not that far.
Okay. Then I went from there. Well, it is. It's like the east end of Columbus. Like I went all the way out Macon Road, like way out there, east side. So I mean, okay.
So farther east than just like.
Well, I mean, there's the river and everything's
Right.
east, and I went way out to the east side.
Okay.
Then came back to meet Garrett for lunch uptown.
Did Victor join you too?
Victor came. All right.
Hey, Victor. I
It
know
was
you're
raining
watching.
very hard, and then went back to way out Veterans, so northeast Columbus.
So you went downtown east, back. Where'd you go to lunch?
downtown, uptown.
I mean,
so
what?
Vertigo. Went with Kyle.
Of course.
Yeah.
Shout out
Kyle's
to Kyle. You got a lot of shout outs today.
Kyle. Go see Kyle at Vertigo.
If
It's
you go to
good.
Vertigo, ask for Kyle.
Yeah. So, real quick on the Vertigo thing. So I got the La Bamba burger. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bamba.
Ah, la, 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 bamba.
So it comes with some kind of garlic aioli, which
Uh-huh.
I know what that means. That means mayonnaise. All right.
It does it really?
Yeah. I mean, that's all. Aioli is mayonnaise with garlic in it. Okay. Yeah, they've been tricking you. Okay. So I know that that's code for mayonnaise. All right.
Okay.
And so I got it on the side, but it was crazy good.
It
and
is
then
good.
and then Garrett goes, "Here's the pro move the guy told me about is you mix the homemade hot sauce that they have there with the aioli and then dip your fries in it." It was good.
Hot sauce, aioli, fries.
Oh, by the way, don't mention to Christy that I had fries. I'm very low carb today.
Christy isn't watching this, and if
No.
she is,
Don't mention the fries.
give him a pass.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
It's just a lot of back and forth.
Here.
Just like one end of town to the other, one end of town to the other. Lots of time to be in my truck and think.
good.
Yeah. So, yeah, had some nice quiet time in the truck.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah.
your day went well.
It is.
And I know the people that you met with appreciate you spending the time to really invest into their lives
Yeah.
and their future.
Well,
They enjoy having you to talk to and to commune with, and
all right. That's enough. That's enough. Yeah.
you're doing a good thing
Yeah.
here, you know.
Well,
We're
thank-
proud to
thank
call you
you.
pastor.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank
You're
you for that.
welcome.
All right. We ready now to jump in?
Let's jump in.
Let's jump in.
Today's topic.
Are you gonna put some like little music? I like the sound effects you've been doing. You put a little music in behind
Insert
that.
sound effects.
Yeah.
Yes, there will be.
So what is the topic?
So today we're going to be talking about out of context scriptures. Okay.
Okay.
So I found this article by Relevant Magazine called "Straight Out of Context."
We got a problem here.
But
All right. See, I did my Ice Cube impression and you missed it. Straight Out of Compton makes me think of
straight out of context.
yeah. Crazy brother named Easy. All right, go ahead.
The 5 most misused and abused Bible verses.
What was the publication again?
Relevant.
Okay.
Are you trying to decide if it's going to be accurate or not?
Yeah, I just a lot of times you can tell by who it's coming from if it's going to be
Okay.
nonsense or not. So, all right.
Um.
You want me to
Yeah.
guess?
So
You want me to
I'll
guess
go
what they
straight
are?
into. Okay. Guess. Let's see. Go ahead. There's 5 of them.
5. Most used out of context Bible verses. All right. Jeremiah 29:11.
Yes, that's one of them.
All right. Do we want to talk about them as we go, or you just want to see how many I can guess? You want to see how many I can guess, and then we'll go back to them?
Yeah.
All right. Jeremiah 29:11. Somebody just texted me this week about Matthew 22. Matthew 22. No. I'm sorry. Matthew 18:22. Is that right?
18 and 20.
18 and 20.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that's the one.
Wherever two or three are gathered.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
That's two. Okay.
All right. So after that, let's see. Judge not,
Yes.
lest you be judged. I don't know what the reference is. All right.
Matthew 7:1.
Matthew 7:1. Okay.
You got two more.
Oh gosh.
You got this. You can do it.
I don't know if I can. It's been a long day
Come
of
on.
talking.
One of these, like, people say it all the time for everything.
I'm not coming up with anything. I gotta shake something loose here. Give me like a hint.
Okay, the reference book starts with a P.
Philippians 4:13.
Yes.
Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
The last one is not really that popular. I'll give it to you. Be still and know that I am God.
Okay. All right.
Psalm 46:10.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's not bad. I mean, with just a letter P, I got that one.
Yeah,
So,
I'll give you that one. Yeah.
All right.
You got a 4 out of 5. That is.
Let's stop now. I can't add to that. I'm proud of myself. All right. Let's quit before
proved yourself
now I'm going to embarrass
before you
myself
mess it up.
by talking about any of them.
So, the question that I have is.
Why are people so dumb?
No.
No, I don't mean that.
You meant it.
No.
Asking for tips on how to accurately, study these verses and like the verses that we come across, and not just be like, oh, this is what that means because I heard so and so say it, but actually going through and combing through the scripture and digesting it for what it actually means. So for example, with Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Relevant magazine says that out of context, this verse has nothing to do with dunking a basketball.
Are you sure?
Hitting a game-winning home run, bench pressing a bus,
Been lied to.
winning the lottery, or closing a business deal.
Yeah, I've been totally lied to.
Have you?
Yeah,
So have I.
That's where it's always used, in those contexts. There's a specific context that it's talking about, but, there is a general thought and encouragement that Jesus is with me. Mm-hmm. He's going to empower me and see me through, and so whatever this is, I can endure this, which is the context, not I will dunk this ball or I'll be victorious in this situation. But so I don't want to just totally slam on everybody who uses it that way. I think there's...
Of course.
All right. Okay. You just get a little mean sometimes.
I'm sorry.
What is the context, though?
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Okay. In context, the Apostle Paul is under house arrest awaiting his trial, where he may possibly be put to death for preaching the resurrection of Jesus. However, instead of being defeated by unfortunate circumstances, Paul is using this opportunity to teach the young church in Philippi that he can endure any and every circumstance, ups and downs, highs and lows, because he has a strength that only comes from Christ. This supernatural strength to endure all seasons and situations is always with Paul, because the Holy Spirit of Christ is always with him, even in prison.
Yeah. So the verses before, he's talking about, I've learned the secret to living with much and with little, and of course it is to know Christ. Philippians is great. Paul says, I value and treasure knowing Christ above all things. To know Christ and the power of his resurrection, and even to share in the fellowship of his sufferings. And so So Paul in prison there is really trying to communicate, hey, I'm in a tough spot now. I've been in good spots through the whole way. Christ is with me. And I know I can endure. I can get through this. I can do all things. I can live with a lot. I can live with a little. I can be victorious. I can even lose. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That'll preach. All right.
Hello, Breach.
Hey, this is Pastor Matt of the Fort Church. As you know, our mission is revive and restore. We believe that where Jesus is, there is life. And so when we came to this location here in East Highland Community in Midtown Columbus, we knew that there'd be a lot of work to bring this facility back to life. But God's been blessing. But along the way, there are many challenges. There's much deferred maintenance in this building. And some of the projects we've been able to wait on to do, but some of them just can't wait any longer. One of them is right behind me. This is the awning above our kids' building where children are dropped off for services on Sunday morning and other activities throughout the week. And we had to replace this awning. It had become a danger to our families, and so we tore it down. And so now we got to build it back. The estimate for the work that is going to have to be done here is about $7,500. Now you can make this project a whole lot easier. You can make this decision a whole lot easier by your donation towards that cause. We're hoping to raise $7,500 to this project in a very short amount of time. And so we invite you to come alongside of us as we continue to revive and restore this property and beyond. All right, we're back with Out of Context, Straight Out of Context.
Straight out of context.
Yeah.
Player.
Bible verses.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna have the black and white shirts made straight out of context.
No.
Straight out of
Those are so 2016.
I got you. All right. It was everything there for a while though.
It was, yeah.
Straight out of
bondage.
Straight out of Cole J. Colga. Colga. All right. I'm ready.
All right. So we
did one. We did one.
We did one. 2 is judge not that you be not judged.
Why are you asking me Bible questions? All right, go ahead.
Because you're the pastor and I am not.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
What?
Nothing.
Come on. What was it?
You're way down behind your microphone there.
So, like I was saying, judge not that you be not judged. Matthew chapter 7, verse 1. So this is one that the world has just taken by storm, don't you think?
Yeah, no longer is John 3:16 the most memorized Bible verse. It's this. It's Matthew 7:1.
But they kind of paraphrased it to only God can judge me.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
You know, I think Tupac is responsible for that one.
Yeah. Only God can judge me.
They even have it here.
Oh, really?
I didn't even realize that. It says, we may even boldly shout, only God can judge me. However, this is a Tupac theology, not biblical theology.
Oh, see? Thug life. All right.
I see you, relevant. Okay, so I know I'm guilty of this one, but what are your experiences with this verse? Have you ever been counseling someone and then they just go off on you and they're like...
Yeah, well, usually, because I'm so gracious and all that, they don't go like, only God can point it. But usually they're talking about their mama, somebody who really loves them and cares about them and wants them to come out of their addiction and dangerous lifestyle. And they say, I'm due me. Only God can judge me, And you think, these people love you. They want the best for you. You're killing yourself and you just got out of jail and... maybe a little judgment would be great here. Maybe a little discernment on what's good and what's bad and what's hurtful and helpful and what's best for your children. Maybe a little discernment, a little judgment about what's going on would be a good thing. Enter into here. Right. Your behavior is bad and hurtful, and someone needed to let you know.
Yeah, I'm terrible at that.
at telling people.
At accepting anything that's not a compliment.
Oh,
So,
yeah. People don't want that at all.
But I've come to realize it's a good thing,
To not want.
No, it's a good thing to be told.
Yeah.
What you can improve on, what
Yeah, I mean, and as long as
isn't lining up.
As long as people, and sometimes even when people don't really want the best for you, it's good to have, nonsense in your life pointed out. I mean, it's great to have a mirror in your house, so you see what's going on. But most of the time, this is the attitude of somebody who says, you know what, and Jesus said he's not going to judge me, so you can't judge me.
But
right?
Is that what he said?
Well, no, because the context of the verses, you go down a few verses more, and it's all about judging one from the other. It's all about the narrow and the wide gate. It's all about false teachers and those who are coming in right motives. And Jesus is ultimately going to separate the sheep from the goats, and and so it becomes about judgment. Jesus is warning against hypocrisy. Right?
So you're saying a lot of references that people may not know, like the narrow and the wide gate, sheep and the goats.
Well, you go down a little further in the verses there.
In Matthew chapter 7.
Yeah, Matthew chapter 7 says, "Enter into the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. You can judge them by their fruit." All right? So this is not Jesus saying you can never judge, or you need to judge. You need to watch out for things that are dangerous and people that are dangerous, and you need to watch your own life to make sure it is not hurting you or dishonoring God. And so, yeah, I mean, the whole idea there is, you got your own stuff. Well, most people don't even go that far. The next part is the speck and the beam. Why try and remove the speck from somebody else's eye when you got a big beam, 2x4 sticking out of your own eye, which is great, good advice, right? I mean, if you're gonna approach somebody about something in their life that needs to be corrected, make sure you don't have the same issue in your own life, because it doesn't come off very well
at all.
Yeah. So Jesus is judgy,
there you have
but
it,
also
folks.
very gracious and loving.
Exactly. You can be both.
I guess so.
You can be both.
All right.
So if someone were studying these verses on their own, what are the kind of practices that needs to be done to be thorough?
Yeah. So the most important thing is that you are a Bible reader, all right? That not just devotionals are good. Devotionals are good. You get one verse, and then it gives you a little devotional thought, right? Those are good. But the best thing, or I think the most fruitful way for you to read, is to read through whole books, maybe not in one sitting, but in order. The way that we try and direct our reading in our D-Life reading plan. So we're reading through the book of Matthew, right? You read through the whole book of Matthew. Well, Matthew wrote the book of Matthew, inspired by God to communicate about Jesus. It's thought out of how it's written, and it's like if you took a book and you read it. And so it's not just taking one chapter and one verse out of a chapter of some book and you sort of base your whole thinking on that. Right. All of this stuff is has to be in the context of the other things that Matthew wrote, and then in the context of all of Scripture. And so becoming someone who is a Bible reader, who is saturated in the Bible, you're going to, it's like people go, how do you know that verse was, it's just because I've read it a bunch of times. I'm not smarter. It really doesn't have anything to do with my seminary education. It really doesn't. It's just I've read those passages through enough times that I just kind of remember. It's the same way. You've heard the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, right? You heard it a bunch of times, right? Or the Three Little Pigs. You know what happens in that story. Why? Because you heard it a bunch of times, right? And because you heard it a bunch of times, you could tell it back to somebody. You may miss a part, right? You may miss, one of the parts about the porridge or whatever in the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, but you get most of it, right? And you go, oh, I kind of remember that, right? And the more you remember it, the more you know it, and the more that you spend time reading the Bible through, you're going to remember these context of these verses and what's going on in and around them. And so when somebody pulls one out of context, you go, I'm not sure, because that was Jeremiah who gave that prophecy to the people. And what's going on in Jeremiah? Well, God's actually judging the nation of Israel. Babylon's about to come in and conquer them and take them into captivity. Mm-hmm. And so you kind of, and you think, because the Bible's too big and I can't, listen, if it's a lifelong process, you stay after it. And it's wonderful in that there's all these things that continue to be revealed. And don't feel bad if you're like, I've gone all these years and I haven't really read the Bible. I just picked out these verses. They said those verses out of context. I use them like that all the time. Don't feel bad, all right? Don't feel bad. Because there's all this opportunity in front of you to learn and to absorb and to have your thinking transformed into God's thinking through the study of the Word. So yeah, is that helpful at all?
Yeah, that's very helpful.
You're not just saying that.
No, of course not.
All right. So yeah, I mean that's why I'm always, and I know it probably people just get tired of it. That's always pointing people to read the Bible for themselves.
It's important.
It's yeah, that's understated. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, anything else, or we're gonna finish up here?
No, let's finish up here. That's our topic for the day.
All right. Well, that was fun, Kayla. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right.
I aim to please.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. We will see you next time. I'm Matt.
I'm Kayla.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.